Hey guys, and today I'll be building a highway with separated toll lanes. So first I'm just going to delete this area. Here, move it. I'm going to place my own highway in later. So I'm just going to delete this right here. Just resume the game for a sec to remove the extra cars. The next one I want to do is get out and move it, and then go to my more landscaping options. I'm just going to flatten the area around here. I'm going to right click to select my terrain height, increase my brush size a little bit, and then just flatten this area out. Should be good. Okay, next I want to go to my roads tool. And I'm just going to go to highways. And then I'm going to expand the toolbar here, so I can see my options a bit better. Then I'm just going to select this 4-lane road here. And here I'm just going to make a template for the overall road. So I'm just going to put the 4-lane road here. And then parallel to it, I'm going to place a 2-lane highway. These are going to be my toll lanes. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Place 2 more lanes here. Another 4-lane road like this. Then what I'm going to do is just move these roads in place of move it. So I'm going to select them all, just like this of move it. Then move it close as I can until there's no overlapping, so around here. I'm going to do the same for each one. Next one I want to do is go to my network skins and just select the 2-lane road here. Go to none here. So I can route streetlights. I also have to turn on anarchy in order to apply this change. So I'm just going to press Ctrl A on my keyboard. And then press the Shift key. And by doing that, I can remove the streetlights on the inner lanes here. So now that I have my initial setup for this road done, what I next want to do is put some barriers in. So I'm going to go to my find it here, then just search for barrier. I'm going to set my brush size to single first, and then I'm just going to select this barrier here, the road barrier 3 meters. I'm going to go to my line tool here, go to this menu here, go to options, in prop line tool, and then turn on prop line tool anarchy. Then here I'm just going to go back to the menu, go to parameters. I'm going to set my spacing to 3 meters, or I can also, since this is just a straight section, I can also just select a longer one to reduce my prop count. So I'm just going to do that like this. Then I'm going to do the same for this other side of the road right here. In the middle here, I'm going to search for a different type of barrier. So here I'm just going to search for median. I'm going to use this concrete median. I'm going to go to prop line tool, and then yeah, it's all enabled. I can place it like this. Next I want to use surface painter. Increase my brush size a little bit, and then paint it where this median is here, so there isn't any dirt. Next I want to see if it's all consistent. This actually has a little bit of glitching, so I want to move it just a tiny bit over. Because of that, I also want to go here and move it and select only props. Then move these. And also this median here, I also want to move it slightly to the side. Like this. So now we have our basic layout of this road. So now it's a lot easier to extend it. So pretty much I'm just going to do that. To turn on anarchy. I can also just extend it like this without having it on the right way, but it's pretty easy to change the direction. So I'm just going to extend it out like this. Then I'm going to change the direction of some of the roads by going to use the upgrade road tool. and right click. And this should change the direction. So this looks initially fine, but what I want to do next is create an entry and exit for the inner toll lanes here. So I'm just going to extend this one road out. So next what I want to do is I want to actually make a custom road template just outside this freeway area. And we are making a smooth transition from 4 to 5 to 4 lanes, and the 5th lane is going to be an entry lane for the toll lane. So pretty much to start making a template, what I want to do is place a 4-lane road down first. And then near, I'm going to select the 5-lane road and then connect a 5-lane road like this. Let's say I want my to be around this long. I'm going to connect a 4-lane road again. And next we want to place a road perpendicular to the freeway template and delete it. I'm doing this to insert some extra nodes in the road. First didn't seem to apply here. I'm just gonna make another node like that. There we go. So pretty much I'm gonna use these nodes to make it so that an extra lane opens up on the left hand side here, while the rest of the lanes go completely straight ahead. So I'm going to use the extra nodes I have here to make that possible. So I'm just going to drag this node and this node closer and drag it like this. Close to the road. So I'm going to make it look like this. I don't have to worry too much about this road curving up a little bit. That should be just fine. I can fix that later with road markings. I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. Just going to use these 2 nodes here. Move it down. Adjust this carefully. I want to see to make sure that it's all aligned. I just want to check the edges here of where the dirt is to see if the road here is straight. Takes a little bit of fiddling. Should be working a little bit. And if it isn't perfect, I can also adjust it later. So next I'm just going to use move it here. Just select nodes and segments and copy this into place like this. Actually try to move it so it's close to being straight. I might actually want to extend this out here for a reference. I can try to align it like this and then connect the 2 sections of road together. The connection wasn't completely straight, so I can use move it to fix it. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to make the connection between the toll lane and the main lanes of the highway. So I'm going to go to the freeway road panel. And I'm just going to use this node here and connect it like this. And for the rest of this toll lane, I'm gonna try and make it go straight ahead. Also just turn off road bending. And also snapping. So the road should look like this. Next, I want to adjust the road with the curve adjustment tool inside Move It. So it looks a bit like that. Also make it less glitchy by syncing it slightly. I also can select this here and turn the street light to none as well, and then upgrade it so that I can remove the street lights. So So after you are done removing the extra streetlights from the road, you want to go to your traffic manager, go to the lane connector here, and here I just want to connect this to this lane. On the other lanes I want it to go straight ahead. Then I want to connect this road to the actual highway here. And then just for temporarily, I'm just going to extend this road out to here. And then connect this road here. Just so I can test the connections. And just to make sure that the lane changing stuff works without any slowdowns, I'm going to also make it so they can only pass through the toll lane. So now that's set up, I can resume it. Actually, I also want to make sure that the lane connectors here also work. This is for later, but for here, I want to make sure that these go all straight ahead. And this one too. I want these to be all straight ahead. Go one more lane over, like this. And if I resume the game, I can see if it all works. Fast forward this a bit. And see if there's any slowdowns at all. Seems to be merging fine. Doesn't seem to be any really major slowdowns. So I'll probably also need to go to traffic manager and go to speed limits and set this lane to 100 so it matches the speed of the rest of the freeway. The traffic is also curving a bit like this, so I can readjust the position of this here to see if it works better. I'll resume the game and it does seem to work a bit better, and it's going into the junction more naturally. So now that we know it actually works, next one to do is also extend this part out. Next, I'm going to make an exit point for the toll lane. So I'll demolish this, and then I'm going to take my template here, copy it again, let's move it. I want to see if it's roughly aligned. It actually isn't, but I can still rotate it after the fact. This should be good. Then I want to go to my 4-lane road. Connect it. And also make it straight. Like that. Then I pretty much do the same thing as I did over there in reverse. I'm going to connect it to the bigger node. I want to turn curve on. Just want to reverse the direction also. I did something I didn't want. It has 2 nodes, so I probably want to move it a little bit closer. Then try again. Like this. I'll adjust this with the curve adjustment tool and move it. Then I'll place another road here that goes straight ahead. I can also, again, connect these up again so I can test to see if it works. Then I also want to do lane connections again. Resume the testing, and they seem to flow just fine out of the toll lane. So next I'll set up the toll lane entrances and exits on the other side of the highway. I next want to make a realistic highway exit. So to do this, I want to place this highway exit template here. I'll rotate into place like this. I then want to extend the highway out here with one less lane. And then I'll add the highway entry template. And then I'll continue with the 4-lane road. So then I'll place the exits on the other side of the highway here. But first I'll extend this piece of highway so it's long enough for me to place it down. And I'll copy it with the Move It tool like this. Then I'll make a new bridge here, a new asymmetrical road bridge. But first I want to make sure the spacing between each of the exits is equally apart. Then I'll place the asymmetrical road down and make it so that in the middle of the bridge, the asymmetrical road splits sides. In branch of this bridge, I'll create a highway on-ramp on each side, like this. Then I'll move it to the center here. So there's the maximum room possible for the on-ramps. And I'll flatten this terrain out a little bit so I have more room to build. And then I'll make these on-ramps here. And for the exits of the highway, I want to make it so it goes from 1 lane to 2 lanes. So cars can turn either left or right. And then for the on-ramp of the highway, I want to just have only 1 lane. So apply those roads to both sides of the bridge like this. Then I'll assign the lane connectors. So there's, on each turn, there's a dedicated freeway turn lane. So next one I want to do is find a matching road that goes past the asymmetrical road. Then I'll make each end of the bridge like this with a 6-lane road with median. I want to flatten the terrain first before I do that. Then I'm just going to place the remaining median props. And then I'm going to fill this whole median area here with Surface Painter. So it removes the ugly gravel in the middle. So then, just to save time, I'll copy this finished exit here and just copy it and move it over to the other side of the build. And here I'm using Move It to align it in place. Then I'll extend the roads so it connects. So here I'm just going to test it again. Then I'll fill this road transition gap here with bike middle assets. And I'll do this by replicating the highway dash lines. I want to draw some new road lines of where the transition point is. So I'm going to make a smooth transition into the toll lane. So then I want to start making some chevrons at the toll lane entrance, and I want to make an initial template first of bike middle assets, somewhat away from the two intersecting lines, and then I want to copy portions of it and move it at specific intervals. And the reason why we're using a template is so that the angle is always the same. So I'll continue just placing bike middle lines down. So now once I'm done with placing the bike middle lines, what next I want to do is plop some ploppable asphalt down to cover up the gaps in the pavement so it looks seamless. I might actually have to put some extra lines in and realign some parts of the road for it to fit smoothly. Then once it's done, it looks pretty good. So next thing we want to do is just copy some of the middle lines from over here and place them here on the toll lane. And then we're going to pretty much do the same thing with the toll lane exit junction. Just use the bike middle at 0.95 spacing to draw a smooth transition. Then also use this template technique then use ploppable asphalt to cover up the glitchiness to make it look nice and consistent. Then here we're just going to connect this transition point and place bike metal assets. Here we're just putting some details in. Like arrows and a toll lane decal. So here we're just going to add a toll lane sign. It's median here. Also, one important thing we have to do is go to our vehicle restrictions and traffic manager, and we want to ban all trucks from the toll lane, and we also want to make sure we ban it from the entry point of the toll lane as well. So here we're just going to place a toll lane sign on the other side. They're just going to do a similar process to what we did before. And copy this template here. And create a new entry point for the toll lane. So now what I want to do is place some street lights. So it looks good at nighttime as well. So I'll just place some street lights in the median here. Then I place some streetlights on the side as well. And I also want to go to my network skins and make sure that the default roads, that the roads I placed have no streetlights on them. And then I'll place my own with prop line tool. Finally, what I want to do here is place some trees, and these trees are good because it can visually separate the highway from the neighborhood around it, and it also can be a noise buffer. So I'm just going to place these trees here all along the highway, including the exit area, and I want to set the spacing of the trees close together so it makes a continuous border. So here I'm starting to build the neighborhood around the build. Pretty much I'm just flattening the terrain and actually raising it here. Then I'm building out this road and then building a side street to where a neighborhood will eventually go. So now I'm just going to go back here and redo the detailing of the first entrance I made. And now I'm going to place some road barrels for extra realism around the toll lane entrances, so the beginning of the road barriers doesn't look so harsh. And now the neighborhood around it is built, I actually lost the footage of me building it, but this video is getting kind of long anyway. But pretty much I just have one last thing to do, and that's pretty much I need to replace some fencing to further separate the houses from the highway. So that's pretty much how you can make a realistic highway build of separated toll lanes in City Skylines. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far in the video, be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.